Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
There's Mr. Enfuego, one half of the Baseball Junkies podcast. Before we get the show going, we just want to make sure that both you, the viewer, and the listener are fully aware that this podcast is not intended to provide any form of investment advice. The opinions expressed here by either the host or any guest do not necessarily reflect the views of any sports card investor, organization, and or entity within the sports card market. Any discussion of sports card values in the past or present is not a guarantee of future performance. two collectors with a common love of baseball cards, a league of her own, Mr. and Fuego. Welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast. I'm your host, Adrian, from A League of Her Own on YouTube.
And I'm your boy, Mr. and Fuego, also from YouTube.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We got a fun show for you as usual. Mr. Fuego, how was your weekend? And
It's been awesome. It's been awesome.
Good.
Can't complain. How about you?
Doing good, doing good. We're creeping up slowly to the holiday here, and we were discussing before the start of the show how we are not really ready, not super excited,
But one thing I am excited about, though, and we brought it up earlier, we hit 1,000 downloads.
Oh my God. Thank you all so very much for getting us to this new milestone here for the podcast. The podcast hit 1,000 downloads. I think we got the notification for that on Monday.
It was Monday or Tuesday.
Did some shout outs on Instagram and Twitter, and I think I put it in the community tab.
Appreciate you all for the support.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. That really, really helps us a great deal. Mr. Fuego and I, that's another thing we were discussing today. We've been doing the show now for a little over a year. We've missed very few weekends, and the weekends we missed, it was always because of me, whether it be work or, I do a lot of camping and stuff like that. Uh-oh. What are we pointing at? You were pointing to me.
Yeah, I was pointing at you.
What did I do? What did I do? What did I say?
No, I was basically elaborating on your statement about
the
days off that we called.
I'm freaking out that somebody walked in the room. I'm looking over my shoulder, who's got the knife? Okay.
No, but
yes.
kind of to piggyback what Adrian said, we try our best to come every weekend with a show for you guys. But, kind of like what we've always mentioned, we got this thing called life that unfortunately it takes priority in certain aspects of our life. So, but when we do come back after that little break that we have, we try to come back and make up for lost time. So, that's the best way that we can kind of make it up to you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And the chat, by the way, tonight, for those of you listening or tuning in with us live here on YouTube, is lit tonight. People are lighting up the chat. I appreciate you guys so much. And I just to give everybody a heads up, the Trojan Man is no longer. Mr. and Fuego is back. When you guys have a YouTube channel, pay attention. Don't change your name and think you can
read the
right
fine
back.
Print.
Yeah, read the fine print. Yeah. I work in retail too, so that's a lot of the reason why we miss some of these shows sometimes. And I work at Costco, and right now it's absolutely insane with the holiday season going on right now. Another thought was all those Topps collectors boxes finally sold out at my store. I'm not sure how it is in your store. We're not a super big.
They're actually making their way to other retailers now. Like I've seen them in Walmart.
See, I've seen those new super boxes come out at Target where it's all update and they got the pins and stuff. Now, I think I haven't opened one of those yet. I haven't even watched an opening of it yet because I really feel like the one they put out at Costco is a better deal.
It is.
So, all right, guys, without further ado, let's get into tonight's topic. So we're going to start off with some upcoming releases. So we're getting close to wrapping up the 2023 baseball card release season. The stuff that's on the list is
not really sought after, in my opinion.
I don't know exactly how to word it. It's or it's just for the elite kind of thing. So we've got Onyx Premium coming out. Onyx is like an off-brand, no logos, no nothing kind of product. Not something us collectors get super excited about, but that is releasing on December 20th. Diamond Icons projected to possibly release on December 22nd. Diamond Icons is a super high-end set, like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
It's right up there with
for-
Luminaries and
Yeah.
Transcendent. So
And beautiful, beautiful set. I think I have a card from that set that was gifted to me. That's absolutely gorgeous. But when that's definitely something that you pick up
your singles,
singles on if you can. Now, if you're trying to get the high rookies out of that, at no time those are expensive cards, but beautiful cards nonetheless. Also, I'm not sure how this is gonna go this year. On December 29th, Panini National Treasures. It's another really high-end, used to be very sought after set. I don't know how it's going to be this year with no active players, but we have seen things like Bobby Witts and some really good retired Hall of Famers and stuff.
right.
So
Yeah.
it's a really beautiful card with autographs and relics on them. Beautiful, like big, huge relics and stuff. So I have a feeling it's not going to be as bad as I feel like I think it's going to be, just because I hope that they're going to put some decent names in there of Hall of Famers and some of the prospects that are up and coming that we're looking for. But nonetheless, that is coming out now. Some other things that kind of snuck in here. Topps Expectations is something that dropped on Topps as far as pre-release, and we haven't seen any openings of that yet. So orders have already been made for that, sold out super fast. I never got to see how much they were. I want to say they were like $200 boxes. I'm gonna guess if that's something that they're shipping out right away and they're not holding off, that we should see some of this opened early next week. That very beautiful design of Topps Expectations. So definitely check that out there. It is shown on the Topps website still, so you can kind of get a lookie of it if you want to see what those look like. Also, I did go into Topps today and we saw that Bowman's Best is going to be available for pre-order on December 18th. So that's in 2 days at 12 p.m. Eastern. So no prices or anything on that yet, but that's usually one of the best sets of the year. And I have been wrong pretty much with all of that this year. That I'm not, speaking of which, like last 2 weeks, I really thought Topps Chrome Black was going to be better than Inception, and completely vice versa now.
Yeah, the hype was all for nothing.
So Bowman's Best. Now Topps Finest, I compared Topps Finest and Bowman Best to be very comparable products. Topps Finest was wonderful this year too. So hopefully Bowman's Best follows suit with that.
Right.
That's I'm going to keep it short and sweet on the upcoming products because it's kind of a lot of the other thing that was supposed to actually drop today, but didn't see it dropped anywhere, didn't see any of it on any of the channels, was the Topps flagship Japan edition. So kind of keep an eye out for that. I imagine that's going to drop any day, probably on Topps. If you're a subscriber to Topps emails, you'll probably get an email on that.
Yeah.
You can.
And if anybody who is in the chat this evening with us, or who's going to be tuning in on their favorite platforms later on, if you know something that we don't in regards to the specific product, drop it in the website's email, or you can let either Adrian or I know through normal means of communication, whether it's X, Instagram, things of that nature. Sharing is caring. If you know something that we don't, we'd like to know also.
Please do, because we want to make sure we're giving you all accurate information at all times. All right, let's get into those reviews, Battle.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to start with the lows and work our way up to the highs. Topps Heritage high number.
About lows, yeah, I was thinking Heritage.
Topps Heritage high number. Usually set collectors usually have a set. I don't know, just Heritage all around. The early set and this set that came out has been super boring in my opinion this year. I haven't been too excited about it. I've gone back and looked at cards like even the guys that I like to collect. I I'm just not into it this year. I didn't see any great hits out of it. It is
Right.
super affordable. It's like $70, $60, $70 for a hobby box. Get a lot of cards. You can get some nice autos out of it. If you do hit a nice auto, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
So, but all right, not really excited about anything I saw with Heritage High Number this week. Do you disagree, or was there
I
anything that
concur
stood
with
out?
everything you said. I mean, there's
Yeah,
really no difference with Heritage. I mean, it's pretty much consistent. The only difference is just different names. That's it.
yeah. So, I was kind of excited for Topps Chrome Black. I do really like the way that set looks. However, of all the openings I saw, beautiful cards, but the autos for the most part have been very lackluster. This is very, I did not feel like this was like super like lottery ticket type stuff in previous years.
Right.
I mean, you guys know you don't always hit the best auto, but I always felt like you would at least get a decent refractor numbered card of some sort out of that. And I saw several cases of this get opened, and there was only one channel that I saw one really nice auto numbered card get pulled out of that was really like, ooh, that's awesome. Everything else was kind of, it was okay. I mean, like I said, the cards are beautiful. The numbered cards are it's cool, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of like value out of these, for $150, because they are still
Right.
available on Topps.
But now this could be a blessing also versus a curse. I mean, because typically whenever new releases come out, we all know we've got these big name breakers that get they get pallet loads of this particular product, and they're pulling hits out of their wazoos,
Yes. Yeah.
And I personally have seen a lot of the big name breakers incorporate Chrome Black into their breaks, and not even these big breakers like Lay-In or Platinum Breaks or nobody's pulled really anything that gives you that wow factor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
means it could be one of
Absolutely.
two things: the checklist sucks,
Mhm.
or the odds are actually the
Tough.
odds.
Tough. Yeah. Yeah. The only decent thing I saw was out of Hitman. Hitman
Yeah,
Rips pulled a nice Jordan Walker.
gold auto number to
I was gonna
50.
say
Yeah.
number to 50, I think. Yeah, so that was really sweet. But when you see so many boxes of it, you kind of I almost feel like I feel better when there's at least a 50-50 chance. And
Right.
I don't feel that way. So yeah, top score. Okay, so the biggest thing that's happened in the past week is Bowman Draft came out. And anytime Bowman products come out, they're always super big. People are super excited about them.
But they took this year's Bowman Draft to a whole different level.
They took it to a whole different level by getting a amazing football player to be its number one chase in it. And there's been some back and forth with that. And don't get me wrong, Tom Brady is amazing. And for those of you that may or may not have known, there is a Tom Brady card that people are chasing in there, and there are numbered parallels. There's numbered paralleled autos as well, and those autos, aside from the SUPERFRACTOR, which by the way, the SUPERFRACTOR did get pulled on release day. The SUPERFRACTOR auto, the SUPERFRACTOR non-auto is still available,
It's still flapping.
still out there. But some of the like numbered to 5, numbered to 25 have different inscriptions on them, which, us collectors, it's always cool to have a cool inscription from the person that signed it. The autograph alone is amazing, but to get a like fun inscription on there. But Topps and for Fanatics promoted the heck out of this. I don't know if you guys saw the little commercial that Tom Brady and many other famous baseball players and such made cameos in this little like commercial promoting it. Of if Tom Brady's like dreaming, and it's like his whole career was with baseball rather than with football. And don't get me wrong, that was super cool too. But there was, I feel like Rod Carew said it best. Now, Rod Carew put a tweet out on X, formerly known as Twitter, earlier this week, basically saying, I might be a grumpy old man, but what does this, say about baseball when we have to have a football player promoting it? And he's like, don't get me wrong, I like Tom Brady. It's just, what does that say about baseball? So
I mean, he's not the first to do it either.
100%. They've done stuff like that. I've seen. Okay, so I don't remember what I was watching, but they were showing the like there's a John Elway Yankees Bowman card. There's a who's the guy that went to the Browns? Quarterback for that was in not too long ago.
I mean, there's quite a few two-sport players out there. The most recent that I can think of, Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow. Oh, that's funny. I have Tim Tebow cards too because
Okay,
I really thought he was gonna. Okay, and Manziel's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
yeah. There was Bowman card of him. Tim Tebow had a football, and he did play baseball like Michael Jordan. They did play baseball. They were in the minor leagues. So I actually feel like
Wilson's another one. That's right.
I actually feel like the Michael Jordan Upper Deck SP1, one of my favorite cards of all time. But those guys, let's give them that. They did it. I guess Tom Brady did actually play too, but he didn't make it. So I just.
But I mean, and there was a whole bunch of. The biggest one that actually brought this particular issue up on their channel was Sports Card Investor, and basically he was trying to get the opinion of, was the hype of this year's Bowman draft a success or a bust with this whole Tom Brady thing. I went on there being the person that I am. I gave my opinion very respectfully. I'm not taking nothing away from Brady. He is a great football player. Okay. He did a little stint with the Expos organization. Didn't work out for him. Hence the autograph with the inscription. Okay. But again, let's not forget that we've had two sport players who done it and actually were successful at it. Like you got Deion Sanders, you got the legendary Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, Tim Tebow. We've got all these players, and no hype was made about those individuals. But with this whole TB12 thing, he's got a great football resume, but how does that correspond with baseball?
True.
What accolades does he have besides being drafted with baseball? I mean,
yeah. In all fairness, though, too, I think about this, they probably sales-wise things are probably outstanding. This is like let's think. Fanatics is doing this now. Fanatics is doing some different types of marketing and doing things to 10x the hobby. That's their big thing, which is fine. I think the reason that we're so sour about it, and I don't want to speak for you but with all the things that are going on in the hobby with breaker, it's hard to get excited about it when, as a collector, you don't feel like you have a chance unless you go to these big breakers, and these big breakers are pulling stuff for people, and there's all this possible shill bidding and possible only my buddy gets the card.
That's another good point you bring up. Was it on release day or was it the day prior? The SUPERFRACTOR was already pulled.
SUPERFRACTOR auto already pulled by Triple Diamond Breaks, I believe is the name of the channel.
Diamond Breaks, yep.
There was a gold out of 50 by Platinum Breaks auto pulled. I've seen a couple other. We looked on eBay before the show started what things were selling at. What things?
Oh my god!
Some of them sold and are relisted, so they weren't obviously paid for. Even the base cards we were seeing for like $1,500.
A PSA 10 first made itself known, and it's already listed for about $2,100. Yeah. And that was through Bless Sports.
Yeah. And that stuff doesn't. I feel like I would be more excited about it if I don't know if they were just doing things a little bit differently. Like sometimes I watch. You sent me the clip of the breaker that pulled the SUPERFRACTOR, and I could hardly watch it.
Right.
I was just like, just get to the card, because I can't stand. No disrespect to the person that did it. It's a kid, younger guy that was excited, but I feel like they're all just doing it's like just a big show, big production that to me isn't exciting. It's annoying.
And I get it, you
So-
know. Tom Brady happens to be one of those individuals who is not known for autographs, especially on football cards.
Mhm.
Okay, so with his signature on a baseball card, and especially a Bowman first, it's a pretty big deal.
It's a big deal. It's exciting, but I feel like when I think about the overall big picture of how things are going in the hobby right now, I'm just like I could care less. And I know in past I always would get at least one box, maybe split it with my brother-in-law, split it with somebody of a Bowman draft because it's fun to. They need all that because you go prospect hunters that are all about that. I feel
Right.
like Bowman's probably the biggest baseball product any of the three because people are wanting those Bowman first chrome autos numbered what have yous of all these up and comers. Like there are people that are into that. And
Eventually, I predict I give it 3 to 6 months before the Brady train passes by and all those prices start tanking.
some of those now some of the I don't think any of the really low numbered what like the superfractor or the out of 5
Those are going to stick
those will
around for a
stay up
little
there,
bit.
but for the most part, like the ones that we were seeing today, the base
Yeah.
ones that they say they're short printed, which okay, cool, but $1,500, dude, why?
Yeah.
Why get that? I mean, if it's short printed, it's Tom Brady. I get it like $250.
Right.
But
that's just our thoughts.
that's
You
just our
know, if
thoughts.
we'll probably touch up more on this in the after hours show, or if you
Yeah.
actually want to go ahead and express your comments or concerns, if you're here with us, drop it in the chat. If you're listening in, you know, feel free to drop your review. Let us know what you thought about this segment about Bowman Draft on the website.
Yes. It's just in case if you're new listening or new hanging out with us here on YouTube, about a half hour after the podcast, we go over to Mr. Enfuego's channel and do the after hour show where we're more personable with the chat, talk to you guys more one-on-one, answer your questions. So definitely hit us up there as well. Mr. Enfuego's hit all of his links, everything are in the description. You should be able to get to his channel no problem.
I
Yeah,
think
definitely
we've
check that
ran
out.
this whole Tom Brady thing to the ground. I don't think bringing up how oversaturated in production Bowman Draft was this year, I don't even think bringing it up is gonna be worth
We
mentioning.
we kind of leaked into hobby news. really, I didn't go into hobby news yet. I'll do that now.
Okay.
But that we might touch on that just a little bit. Let me
All
let me
right.
hit the little clicky thing here so we can move on. 1 second. Hobby news: the Tom Brady
There we go.
Superfractor auto got pulled on debut day. Triple diamond breaks.
Triple diamond
I think I
breaks.
forgot to put that link in the description. I will put it in there later, or I know there's somebody, you might have it right now. You put it in there if anybody wants to check that out. And I know you sent me the time. You're going to need the timestamp because I don't know if you want to go through all the rest of that.
No, not really.
Yeah, I don't know. It was so I've gotten to the point where I'm so discouraged with Bowman that usually I do spend some time watching videos and I get up to speed with the all the Bowman first and who are the top ones people are looking for. I did watch 1 or 2 videos. I know I always watch Arnie over on carddeal.com and he's always talking about them and he's really well versed in that.
Right.
And I always want to know who my A's and the Giants have. You know, I like to get I feel like A's are great prospects because it's like the A's, you know, if they're good, they're going to get on the A's and then they're going to get real good and then they go somewhere else. So I always feel like I get good rookie cards that way with that my A's. So Bowman draft just didn't even hit me this year. I almost feel like I spent or went more towards I've been looking at a lot of the Bowman Chrome Sapphire, Topps Chrome Update Sapphire. Those are a couple things that I usually really love, but I've focused a lot more in on singles this year, and I just I'm having a tough time getting excited opening stuff, and it sucks because I love to open stuff, but I'm just like they have just made it so impossible
I
for me
agree.
to enjoy it. that I'm just like, what are you guys? You're killing. You're supposed to be 10xing the hobby. Now I'm less than ever. I don't know. How do you like? I know you've been opening less too. I know
I
it.
have.
You and I all throughout the week are showing off singles or things we're looking at on eBay and stuff, and it's like, and then we're usually laughing at the cost of some of the unripped stuff. So I love what Rob Carew said. Oh, go ahead, Matt. I'm sorry. Go.
No, go ahead. Do your thing.
I know. I feel like you might have been going towards this, but the Juan Soto Tops Now card.
Yeah.
That's your story. Please share that story. I always talk too much on this podcast.
So I've elected to receive emails just like everybody else has for any products that are being released through Tops. And what really stuck out to me most, okay, we all know there were 2 massive signings in the offseason this season. Okay. Juan Soto going to the Yankees, Shohei Ohtani, the $700 million man, going to the Dodgers. So rightfully so, Tops came out of nowhere and started doing this Tops Now with Juan Soto being signed with the Yankees. Now, they came up with 2 particular relics that it made sense, but the price tag associated with it, not so much. So these 2 relics, there is a shirt relic that they're asking for just under $100 for, but there is another relic with a hat. They want $350 for a piece of a hat. Now, for those that are in the chat, okay, please drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Let us know what you think about that. We will be talking about this later on in the evening. But me personally, I don't even think a Juan Soto collector would drop $350 something on a non-ROI piece of memorabilia. That's just me.
Yeah. I always look at the Tops Now stuff. I do think the concept is cool, but when they do that, like I saw that $350, it was numbered to 22, but I'm like, it's just a blue t-shirt. The hat, maybe, I don't know. I just
it just don't make no sense to me.
The other thing on draft that we were going to talk about, this doesn't pertain just to Bowman draft, but I don't know why it annoyed me so more than usual this past week was they opened that a couple people's opened it like 2 or 3 days before it released.
Yeah, that's another big thing.
I'm just so frustrated with that. It's like if everybody got it a couple days early, freaking awesome. But it's like a couple guys and it's like, oh, if you want to be the first to get Tops, or I'm sorry, Bowman draft, you got to go to this breaker or this breaker. And I'm like, that breaker's a douche. That breaker's a douche. This breaker's a douche. Like, I don't want anything to do with it.
Right. I mean, and then you've had some breakers who try to glorify their marketing and say, look, you break with us, you pull a big card, we will have it graded for you in 1 hour or less.
Yeah.
I mean, who was? I think it was Bless Sports. So they spent 3 days at headquarters PSA doing breaks. Okay. And a base Tom Brady first Bowman was pulled, got graded. It was posted on Instagram and Twitter. And now that same card is actually up on eBay for $2,150.
I'm seeing some comments here. The one that caught me is Tom. They're saying Tops is mailing direct to our houses early. Yes, there are some times where I've gotten. Well, I've seen other people get stuff. So, see here, I'm over on the West Coast, all the way in Southern Oregon. Okay, Tops over there in Pittsburgh. All right, chances are between me and Mr. Fuego, I feel like you would get the cards if they ship them out the same day. You're gonna get them before I am.
Yeah.
Okay. fine, whatever. I have seen emails to like LCSs like they'll get the product early, but it's like don't sell it till this day. And I guess they could get in trouble for that, but if they do, but
they did it anyway. And on top of that, I think it was written in a contract by Fanatics to LCSs, you will not sell breaks on eBay. And what did we find?
We were on there today, and I'm like, I thought they don't sell
30 case break, player break.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, 30 cases equates to, and I think it was just the jumbo format, 200 boxes.
Yeah. Was it 200 or 300 boxes? It was 200 or 300.
Right.
And it was a player break.
It was a player break.
And
no base will be shipped.
Yeah. No base will be no base. No paper. No paper would be shipped. And the one that we saw sold was Tom Brady, and it was $12,000 it went for. Damn. But yeah. I guess the breaking thing is what gets me. I like a lot because a lot of the breakers are just like, backyard breaks. They've just been slowly like, I feel like ruining it for a few years now. I know there's breakers in our smaller community. I just feel like they're ordering the products from top, like just like anybody can. And I don't know. It's just doesn't.
I mean, now don't get me wrong. I don't want to sound hypocritical. If our friendly neighborhood community breaker by the name of Ripping for Rookies was to get his hands on an upcoming product, and it is not 3 days before release, and he just so happens to break it the day he gets it, I'm not going to tell nobody.
I'm not either, but I don't feel like it's our friendly neighborhood Mike from Ripping from Rookies on YouTube. I feel like it's always Blez Sports Cards, backyard breaks, triple it like these, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Blech. Blech. So, Tom Brady sales, pre-release, Rod Carew, Juan Soto. Shoot. I got nothing else for hobby news.
I'm looking through my notes, and I think we pretty much beat the Tom Brady horse into the ground for the most part.
We got into some of our news during our upcoming releases, and we're a little bit over that half-hour mark, so I feel like it's time for some trivia.
Let's do some trivia.
You guys, get ready for some trivia. This is a good one today.
So for everybody who was actually going to be listening on the podcast and is not here with us in the live stream on YouTube, the question for this week's trivia was, this specific player was responsible for the Venditte rule. Okay. And the answer that we have is the player's name is actually Pat Venditte, who, according to MLB, was officially known as the only switch pitcher and forced the MLB to add the rule, and I quote, any ambidextrous pitcher to declare which hand he will pitch with and will throw with that declared hand through the entire at-bat unless an injury to that arm occurs where he will be allowed to use his other arm. So that is the trivia for this week. And I actually saw a clip of the mishap between a switch hitter and this switch pitcher. It was freaking classic.
Going back and forth.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys definitely Google Pat Venditte and check out some of the clips, because first of all, it's really freaking cool. And some of the back and forth battles with him going from left to right hand when the switch switch hitters would go from, batting left or batting right. Pretty funny.
Now, I do see that Lockin 99 actually came up with the name, and he wasn't confident in his answer, but he did get the right answer. So looks like he's
Yeah.
our winner for the week.
I switch pitcher. Yes, that's who I've got first. So congratulations to Lockin 99. We're gonna give him shout outs on the Baseball Junkie podcast website this week. We can get him clicked up here in the description. Guys, definitely check out Lockin's channel. He's in all of the YouTube chats. Most of the time I've always seen him all over the place supporting everyone. So
And he is not afraid to give you his opinion on a particular topic.
Not at all. He gives it to you straight. No sugar on that. No sugar.
Nope.
All right, guys. Let's go to our top 5 of the week. If you guys paid attention to baseball news this past week, this list might not be too surprising to you. Let's start with number 5. Here we have Shohei Ohtani's 2018 Topps Chrome rookie card. As I pull up the stats, I thought I had this already pulled up, and I just like to delay the show and annoy everybody. So let's see, we've seen a 7-day increase of 0.6%, a 30-day increase of 16.3%. You can get this. Oh my God. You can get this card raw for like $80 to $95.
But wait, there's more.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
1, 2, 3, 4. There were 5 sales that occurred yesterday, and the highest for a PSA 10 was $230.
Dang. Yeah. All right. So that's number 5. Let's take a look at number 4. Here we have just kidding. We have a Jung Ho Lee 2023 Bowman Chrome World Baseball Classic WBC flag refractor numbered to 499. Jung Ho Lee just got signed this week with the San Francisco Giants, so that's how he got into this top 5. I would think so. He's got an amazing Bowman Chrome first card with his auto. It's written in like Korean, so it's just a very cool look to it.
Yeah.
But this card came up on the list. We've seen a 7-day of 360.8% increase and a 30-day increase of 431.6%. You can pick this up raw. For the wonderful price of about $100 to $130.
Well, there were no PSA 10s that sold on this young man, but the latest one sold for $91.21 raw.
There's no PSA 10s because when Blood Sports pulled these, he didn't take these ones straight to the PSA grading thing. So
he probably forgot about these.
Yeah. So, all right. There we go. That's number 4. Well, let's get back on to number 3 here. Here is the paper 2018 Bowman rookie card of Shohei Ohtani. There's actually been a 7-day decrease of 0.6% on this and a 30-day increase of 35.6%. This rookie card of Shohei Ohtani you can pick up for about $25.
Okay. Well, the last sale for this at a PSA 10. Well, the last one sold for $115, but there was 2 that actually sold yesterday, and the highest being at $118.
Okay. Let's take a look at number 2. See if we got anybody different. Nope. We've got
next time.
Nope. We've got the 2018 Topps Update rookie card of Shohei Ohtani. 7-day increase of 2.9%, 30-day increase of 35.9%. You can pick this up for about $25 on eBay. Paper, rookie cards, base, Bowman, tops, going to be about $25. Chrome, you're going to pay some more.
Yes, you are. But for this particular card, at a PSA 10, the last one sold for $105.
Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Last but not least, here is our number one card.
Hoping for somebody different.
Wow, I wonder.
Guess not.
Nope. Here we go. 2018 Topps. This is a Series 2. This is the first Topps flagship rookie card of Shohei Ohtani. Him pitching. We've seen a 7-day decrease of 2.6%, but a 30-day increase of 40.1%. And if you listen to me just a little bit earlier, how much can you get this card for? About $25 on eBay.
Mm-hmm. Now, a PSA 10 actually sold 2 days ago at $170.
$170 for a PSA 10 on that. Interesting. Interesting. All right, guys, that's our top 5. Let us know what you think. Let us also know, let us have it in the after hour show on Mr. Enfuego's channel as well. That is our top 5. I had a feeling it was going to be a lot of Shohei Ohtani's because of, his big contract this past week. Yeah, that's what we got. It's time. If you haven't been getting enough of it the entire show today, it's time for banter.
Let's get.
So, God, I just feel like such a negative Nancy today. I had such a good baseball card day today.
Okay.
I finally ordered I wanted to get a nice Christmas gift for you off eBay, and trying to find a Julio card for you is like finding a needle in a haystack because you've got a lot of them.
No, they're out there. It's just a matter of you actually being able to get one.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. A lot of Julio stuff is just expensive. Even his second year stuff, that's it, it was tough. It was tough. I did find something cool, so I was excited about that. And it's always exciting when you buy something from an eBayer and you like immediately get those notifications that sold. I always put in offers if they have offers. Offer accepted, card shipped, like immediately back to back. Like, and I get the numbers, and so that was cool. I went and did a hike this morning here in Southern Oregon, and I brought a box of cards with me, and I pulled a freaking awesome autograph out there. So of course I did. It's fairly low end box. I don't want to ruin everything. I'll have that video out here soon. And so I just brought a box, and I was like, I'll just put them back in the box when I'm done. Use the wrappers as like padding and stuff. And so I didn't have no sleeves, no top loaders, whatever. So I pull an epic hit, of course, because if I would have brought that stuff, I wouldn't have pulled jack. That's how it goes. That's the law.
So she adapted and overcame and top loaded her cards with 2 actual leaves she pulled from a tree.
And it's like I'm up there, and there's actually a little bit of snow on the ground. So I had the box like sitting in the snow too. So I'm like trying to like find dry it. Yeah. Had to rub sticks together, get a fire going, dry things out, all that. And meanwhile, my dogs are running around just kicking up stuff. And it was that's how baseball card karma goes. That is the rules right there.
You come ill prepared, you're gonna be surprised.
Absolutely. What's the latest and greatest with your baseball card situation?
Well, I did. I decided to slow down on the Julio Rodriguez chase for the latest and greatest, and I went back to his older brother Alex. And you remember how there were times where we were saying that, you've got those really high end products like Transcendent, Luminaries, where you only go out for the singles, and sometimes even those singles are a little bit pricey. Well, I did manage to pick up a few items of Mr. Rodriguez, and they were actually affordable. Like I picked up something from Transcendent. I got something from Luminary. Got some more recent stuff out of Tier 1 Definitive. I will be dropping a nice little short on every stuff that I got. I even got some stuff before he even hit the minors.
Oh, that's awesome. I know you did show off. I got a little sneak peek at those cards that you got, and that's something I want to let like people know, like you players you like, or those even the bigger names. Maybe you just want to collect big names, like I know there's somebody in the chat that loves his Bryce Harpers, and I know he's found some older stuff, just amazing. Go back and look at some of those previous years of like Dynasty, Luminaries, some of that stuff that's a little bit older that's been maybe sitting on eBay because people are always looking for the latest and greatest, gets overlooked.
Yeah, definitely.
And in my opinion, just as good. Some of these guys, when they come to retire too, it's not going to really matter what year it was, as long as it's a good looking card, low number, something of that nature. Some of those cool, like case hit insert type stuff. So it might not have an auto, it just might have a good look to it. I mean, definitely check it out.
And what makes the hobby that much more exciting, especially if you happen to be a super collector of a certain player, where you can find stuff that were customized or even stuff before their debut in the minors or the majors. If you're able to find something that was done up as an afterthought of them playing in high school, or even elementary, that's a win in my book.
100%. The stuff that you got of A-Rod, I think I like that stuff. When they're, before they were big.
Yes.
Wait, before they were even in the like it's cool. I know I've seen some of Trout's stuff.
I have seen some of Trout's.
And
I don't know what it is. It's like it brings out kind of like a nostalgia where you see, for example, like a 16-year-old Mike Trout. Who would have thought he would be the player that he is today?
Exactly. You get a glimpse of what they look like. Like you get to see this person that has no idea of what they are about to do to the sport of baseball.
Yeah.
And to people out there that, idolize them, and it's cool. It's cool. It gives me goosebumps. So yeah, I've got some PSA orders stacked up here. I've got 3 sitting here that I need to open. That box, you can barely see it on the screen here, is loaded with vintage sports cards from Adam's Card Closet. I've got to get these. I got to get this film probably tomorrow and shown to you. There are 50 vintage sports cards in that box. And then I've got 2 other ones here that are smaller. I think one of these has got just 1 slabbed auto. The other is 2 slabbed autos. So super small, but that
nobody cares about those. We want to know what's in the big box.
We want to know what's in the big box. I know. I cannot wait to share that with you guys. Adam's Card Closet, shout out to him. I thank him so much for having me do that for him and let me show him off here. And it's going to be amazing. Amazing. If you guys know Adam's Card Closet, he don't dink around with sports cards.
No, he does not.
He's a little fancy. So, well, guys, I know we're a little bit earlier. Mr. Fuego, do you have anything else you would like to let our fans?
Well, as of right now, I will be showcasing the latest additions to the Alex Rodriguez collection tomorrow. And then pretty much after that, I really don't have anything. We are going to be brainstorming for the last Junkies podcast of the year. We want to end the year off on a bang, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I have, Battle.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening, hanging out with us tonight. Be sure to check us out about 6:30 on Mr. Infuego's channel. And we will catch you next week is next week the end of the year? Is next week the end of the year?
We still got one more.
We got one more week. Okay, we got 23rd, 30th. All right. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.